Welcome to the Safe Wheel live stream where I share my real P&L on 3 accounts and teach my proprietary Safe Wheel trade system for free. Please type in the chat that you can hear me okay. I want to make sure that my audio is working. Also, be sure to post any questions that you might have about the Safe Wheel or just about options in general. I'll be happy to go over that. Will says you hear me. Great. Good to know there. All right, so let's get started. We're looking at my earnings edge account here. You can see my balance, $9,253. Let's bring in the spreadsheet over here. So with the earnings edge, one thing I need to address here. My record since 2022, so my last update, which was mid-October when I kind of tweaked the system for the last time, I have 11 wins, 9 losses, and 3 break-evens. Initially, it was 10, 10, and 10 and 10. But when I looked at the spreadsheet, someone brought to my attention that I kind of had a little error with this calculation here. I took this Adobe and I kind of had it in the wrong spot. So instead of 10 wins, I have 11. Instead of 10 losses, I have 9. And then I said that my average win is 1,070, but it's really only 973. And my average loss is actually 499, not 449. So I want to make clear about that. I appreciate I can't remember who it was that pointed out that the spreadsheet was a little bit off. So I just want to, get that out there up front. It's still it's a great system. I mean, 973 versus, $500. And my winners are outpacing my losers. So good system there. All right. Let's look at the earnings edge. What did I say the account value was? I think it was 92.52. Yes, still is. And then SPY. What is SPY trading for at the moment? Let's see. SPY is at 434.50. 434.5. Okay, so you can see in 2022 how the earnings edge vastly outperformed the market, 63% versus minus about 19.5. And then so far year to date, these guys are running neck and neck, it looks like. About 13%. Both of them are up about 13%. But when you take the total, since I started trading the system live, the earnings edge is up about 85%, where the S&P is down about 8.5. All right, let's talk about, and if you guys have any questions about the earnings edge, let me know. I am running a special on the program of learning how to trade the earnings edge on your own, and that special will end tomorrow, Tuesday, at 11:59 p.m. All right, so let's get into the Premier Level 5. Let's see here, Premier Level 5. You can see 34,752. So let's put that into the spreadsheet there. 34,752. 34,752. And you can see how the PL5 is doing in 2022. Outperformed 12% to minus 6%. And that was starting on April 8th, 2022 when I opened this thing up. Year to date, up 3.24, and the S&P is up 13. So the S&P is outperforming on a return basis, but when you get the risk-adjusted basis, you're taking about 1/5 or 1/4 the risk with this system. So on a risk-adjusted basis, they're probably pretty even on the year 2023. And the PL5 is up 15, almost 16% since inception, where the S&P is up 6%. So it's the PL5 is outperforming overall since inception. All right. That is the Premier Level 5. Let's talk about the Safe Wheel. And the Safe Wheel here, where you trading DraftKings, 6,460. 6,460. Let me put that in the spreadsheet here. 6460. 6460, and we can see how it did in 2022. Outperformed, vastly outperformed. Drawdowns vastly outperformed. It's about what, 1/4 the drawdowns. And then so far this year, we're up about 6. So we're about half as good as the S&P, but our drawdowns are about half as much as the S&P. So we're pretty much even. The S&P is doing quite well this year. But overall, since inception, January 2022, up 29% versus the S&P down 8.5. So vastly outperforming since I began the program and trading it live. All right, so now we look at where are we. So the first thing I want to do is look at the put hedge. So the hedge that I use. So the question I have is it under 100 days? No, it's not. And then is the strike close enough to the actual price of the stock, which is price is what, 25.58? Is that within 70%? The answer is yes. So this hedge is still good, so I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to change it. And so I'm going to take a look at what do I do now. I do kind of more the traditional wheel at this point. And the traditional wheel would dictate that I would sell a put. Now, last week I sold a put and I did not get assigned. So you can see that I don't own any shares. So I just was able to keep that premium on the traditional wheel side of this concept. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to sell another put. So I'm going to do it in the closest expiration cycle, the one that expires here in 4 days. And I'm going to look at the puts, and I'm going to go, I want to be out of the money, and I want to get at least around 25 bucks. So out of the money would be 25.50. I could go to $25 if I wanted, or I can go to 25.50. I'm maybe take a little more risk today, and I'm going to go with a 25.50, right? So I'm going to take a little more premium and take a little more risk and go with a 25.50. It is out of the money. And I'm going to do, how many of these would I do? Well, I'm between $5,000 and $10,000. So I'm going to trade one of these, and I've got 3 put hedges. So it's a 1-to-3 ratio. Would I have $5,000 to $10,000? If I had 10 to 15,000 in the account, I would do a 2-to-6 ratio. All right, so let's sell this out of the money. I'm going to do one. Looks like 48 cents is what I'll get. Maybe I'll try to get 49. Okay, so I was able to get a little better, 49. So I got $49. Now I want to protect my hedge, and the way to do that, because I don't want the DK and G to just shoot higher. Let's say it goes to 30 or 35 or 40. Then my hedge is really going to depreciate really fast. So I want to protect that. So I'm going to buy a long call just for around $5 or $6. This one's available here, the 28.50 for $5. Just going to get one of those, spend $5 on that. Okay, that's filled. And I am trading live, of course. I'm not sure if you can see anyone else trade live. Actually, live, every single trade I put into this account right here is literally live, except for on Fridays. So on Fridays, I'll take a look at this 28.50 long call, and if it's in the money, I'll sell it at the end of the week. That's the only, if I do something live, I'll put that on Twitter. So basically every trade that's made into this account is being done right in front of you. Okay, let's get into questions. Please don't forget to hit that like button. That really helps the channel. It helps everything grow. And other people that want to learn a good system for free, you want to help them out. And the way to help them out is to hit that like button. So I'd appreciate it if you went over there and just hit that like button for me. Um, all right. Let's take a look and see if there's any questions here. Some guy, hi, all signed up for the Earnings Edge beta. Looking forward to getting started. Yeah, that's going to be really good. That's a good program. There is good reward. There's some risk, and that's going to be fun going through that. Let's see. Close to the wheel. John has a question. Would it be good to close out the wheel on Friday if you know the call is going to expire out of the money? That way, on Monday morning, the wheel would be fully implemented. So if you're just talking about that long call, you don't want to be assigned from that long call. So you want to get rid of it. You want to sell it if it's in the money. Now, as far as the implementing the entire wheel strategy, it will expire on Friday, the short put, or you will be assigned 100 shares. So that aspect of things is automatically done for you. So I hope that I answered your question there. Ram, are there any combo prices that includes different systems at a discount? Yes. So if you get into my Earnings Edge right now before to tomorrow, the end of midnight tomorrow, uh, that comes with a lot of extras. It comes with um, it comes with the bundle, which has my course about how to trade options. It also comes with like 45 trading secrets, which would normally sell for like $495, and it has another bonus in there. It also comes with you'll be able to follow the alerts for free for I think it's 4 weeks or 6 weeks. Also comes with a live training for 3 Mondays in a row. I'm actually going to go live and I'm going to show you, and you're going to watch me trade the Earnings Edge. So yeah, this particular Earnings Edge product that expires tomorrow has a lot of extras. Okay, John, but you would buy the new call Friday afternoon, new call, and sell the new put this Monday morning. Oh, okay. So what you're saying is buy a call instead of buying the call today. Could have bought my long call last Friday, but the thing is, wouldn't. I don't really know which call I'm going to buy. I kind of do it based on the price, the $5 call, whatever that $5 call is worth, and it kind of correlates to my short put. In other words, you can see there's a gap here of about $3, 28.50 to 25.50. So that $3 gap, I don't want that gap to be too far. It could be closer. Maybe I get a call that's closer to my put or closer to my, I'm really dealing with this $20 put right here. But I guess you could buy the long call to protect the put over the weekend. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Rolling that call to protect your put over the weekend, because we do go into the weekends without protection for the hedge. So that does make sense. That's not a bad idea at all. I'm gonna probably stick with what I'm doing because it's been successful, and I'm just gonna keep it because I like to just come in on one day and trade. But I like the idea. Maybe backtest that. Oh, did you trade any stock last week on the Earnings Edge? Oh yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I didn't mention that. No, there was no trade last week for the Earnings Edge. Let me bring this spreadsheet back. I should have went over that. I think I got thrown off by going over the stats here, but I forgot to say, yeah, last week I did not have a good candidate that fit through all the filters, so there was no trade. And a lot of times, not a lot of times, but maybe one time out of every 4 or 5, there's not a candidate that fits through the filters, and there's just not a trade. Because you got to make sure everything fits through the filters. You don't want to take a low probability trade. And last week there was nothing of a high enough probability for me to take the trade. Thanks for bringing that up. Will, you said you like to constantly come up with new trades and test them. Any new trade systems you've been thinking about or working on? Yes, I've been looking at the zero DTE stuff, but um, I have some ideas, but I got a lot of other things going on. I ran some back tests on some zero DTE stuff that looks like it would work based on the back test, but don't think or don't know if I'm going to be implementing anything like that. That's kind of one of the things I've been looking at lately. There's a couple other trade ideas that I have, um, but I've been focused on other things lately, so marketing my business mainly. So I haven't really gone into the details about that. But yeah, always have ideas. Always ideas coming into my head. And sometimes I have time to back test them. Sometimes I don't. I just write it down and hope that I can get to them in the future. Where do I sign up for the Earnings Edge? There's a link in the description of this video. So below this video, open up that link. There should be a link there. And if you don't find that link for some reason, just email me and I'll definitely get you to the right place. Will, I think it'd be interesting for you to work on a trade that plays through the earnings and uses the edge of the vol crush. Yeah, I did that. I think it was like 4, 5, 6 years ago. I had a system that worked pretty well, but that went through the vol crush, like selling and kind of an iron condor type trade, but it was more of the longs and the shorts are in different expiration cycles. And yeah, I've done that kind of stuff before. Yeah, you like that overnight trade. Yeah. Yeah, I mean there's definitely should be an edge that can be mined out of that. You found it. Okay, good. Thanks. Okay, Ram. And Gamio, can you explain how the earnings edge is different from a normal double diagonal earnings trade as presented on S&P Capital? I don't know the S&P Capital trade, but most of the earnings trades go through earnings, right? Will was just talking about that. Most of them go through earnings. That's probably what they do. I don't know. And they try to get the theta decay or that vol crush. They try to sell options going into the earnings and then collect that vol crush. That's what most people do. But this one's the opposite of that. We buy going into earnings and we sell before earnings have occurred, and we're able to buy things, buy options at a discount. Will, I like that you took the extra risk this week on the wheel. Yeah, it's interesting to take a little bit more risk. It's $50 rather than what, $25. I'm not really afraid of getting assigned because typically when I do get assigned, that is kind of where the money is made. When I own the shares and then the stock rises back up and I get called away, that's typically where the money is kind of made. The chunks of money is made on the system. I like selling the put closest to the money once the underlying rises and is getting far from my put hedge. Yeah, that's another thing that makes sense. Getting further away from that put hedge does get a little more risky, so take the premium for the risk. Will, a lot of the value I see of your earnings edge is also the method of your filtering. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that is the secret sauce. Filtering out, making sure that you're putting in some high probability candidates into the system. All right. Well, I don't see any more comments. If there's any more, I will get to them. But okay. Well, great. I'm going to work towards ending the broadcast. Typically, I'll get a comment right here at the last second. But all right, guys, well, I'm going to be back next week. And I always like to say, if the P&L is not real, What else are they trying to conceal? I'll be back next week.